dripping wet. My paint dripping wet. Way too wet. Way too wet. My paint dripping wet. Way too wet. I'ma turn heads cause I'm top tier fresh. My paint dripping wet.
Wow, wow, baby.
Wet.
DJ
Way
Fresh.
too wet. Way too wet. My paint wetter than a puddle, leaving onlookers befuddled. When I pull up, my approach is not subtle. The bass knocking hard, I got 12s in the trunk. I'm getting paid, always looking for the sales on the hunt. I'm paper stacking, never Cadillac unless we talking cars. Well, in that case, this all that's in the yard. I'm talking about old school, draped out, spokes and Vogues. Until I die, I'ma ride on foes. I stay on my toes and watch for trolls, cause they everywhere. Watch for the potholes, I combed out the undercash, nothing but funnel cake. I'm getting this sweet bread. On the agenda is get paid till the day that I'm dead. I'm riding candy apple red over silver. Slap guard in the flesh, it ain't too many realer. I sprayed by Eddie, let me apologize for all that wet. They ain't ready for what I got next. My paint dripping wet, way too wet. Watch me catch wreck, I'm so sorry for the mess. My paint dripping wet, my paint dripping wet. Way too wet, way too wet. My paint dripping wet, way too wet. I'ma turn heads cause I'm top tier fresh. My paint dripping wet, my paint dripping wet. Way too wet, way too wet. I pull up sitting crooked like a politician. Top missing, hit a switch, then I drop the suspension. I'm on a mission for them commas, I ain't stopping just a two. Car 40 years old, but you'll swear that it was new. I'm true to the game, I'm real as they come. On 5-4s in the trade, trunk of deuce, cause I'm the one. I'm picking up paper like community service. When I pull out the garage, they start getting nervous. And I don't know if it's the way that the light hit the ice or the paint, but it's clear we doing something they ain't. I'm about my bank, I'm top ranked, best way to put it. Soft leather seats looking like vanilla pudding. I'm coming down on the freeway, my trunk up in the air. Until I'm in the grave, I'ma keep a player. It's layers to the game, better level up. I'm working on my next car already, cause I ain't never letting my paint dripping wet, way too wet. Watch me catch wreck, I'm so sorry for the mess. My paint dripping wet, my paint dripping wet. Way too wet, way too wet. My paint dripping wet, way too wet. I'ma turn heads cause I'm top tier fresh. My paint dripping wet, my paint dripping wet. Way too wet, way too wet.
I get it done like D will.